my name is Robin V,
I'm Kay.
and we're coming from the chatter. And we're going to talk about Jason. Jason,
Aldean. Yeah, that song.
um, we're kind of jumping on the bandwagon only because I had some concerns about the video myself. I've gotten a lot of comments from people who have been sending us and texting us and telling us different things. And I'll be honest with you, I don't see any racial concerns. There's a couple of lyrics that, yes, you could be concerned of as far as Good Old Boys. And also the other one I was telling you about, Karen, you saw it. My grandfather giving me a shotgun or a gun. Well, my mother gave me a gun. She had a restaurant and a bar. She gave me her pearl, and I didn't see nothing wrong with that. Another example I can give you as well, I lived in the Bronx. It's not just a small town. I lived in New York City all my life, pretty much. And when I lived in New York City, I lived in the Bronx. We protected our own. We protected Miss Gertie, who lived downstairs, the old lady, whatever. We watched the building, and we had an incident where at that particular time, in my growing up, everybody knows the marijuana dealers and this, that, and the other, but they started to move heavier drugs in there. We had a lot of kids. My kids were very small. We had a lot of kids and stuff like that. We end up having a neighborhood watch. We end up having the cops come over a couple of times, and they left. I mean, we nipped it in the bud in the beginning. Pretty much is that what we did. That's what we did. Because if we had to continue, they would have taken over my block, and I would have been afraid to come out of my own house with my children. We saturated the block. We stood outside. We did whatever, we hung out outside. We cooked out outside. We did whatever we did to let these people know you're not going to take over our community. And to me, that's what that song meant to me. Even here I live right now in Brooklyn, there's parts of Brooklyn that you can't even walk through. In my part of Brooklyn, I live in Brooklyn Heights. Yes, same thing. And it's not just black and white. It's a mixture of community. Okay. And I feel that the mixture of community, what these people are doing, my opinion, this is my opinion only, believe me, is trying to divide and implant things in people's heads so we could still be dividing nation, whereas we fight against each other constantly and they still have control. That's the way I feel about it. They're still going to have control as long as we're divided. As long as we're together by some simple song, try that in a small town. Well, try that in a city neighborhood. And not necessarily being just a black neighborhood or a white neighborhood. There were certain things. I watched the video and I listened to the song. It was brought to my attention by my son-in-law. I didn't even know who this guy was. He was banned by CMT. I really don't care. Country music, whatever. That's not the point. The point is that it's a division. When you have that division, where we talk about Billy Carson when he says that, when you have that division, you're always going to be separated. You're always going to have that feud. I'm not saying that I have not experienced prejudice. My son got shot by a cop walking my Rottweiler. So I know prejudice. I think we, as minority people, as black people, can feel prejudice when you're around it. So I don't need a senator or this one or somebody white, 90% have not even felt what we felt to say what we should or should not listen to. I didn't feel anything about that. The beat is really good. I'm not even into country, but I like the song. And Karen, you said that you also found another song that he did.
Yeah, when I was looking,
Small Town Small.
Yeah, and when I was looking for the lyrics for Try That in a Small Town, I got Small Town Small first. And those lyrics, they're not controversial for Small Town Small. But I don't know. I haven't heard the song. I watched the video with no sound and I read the lyrics because I figure, okay, let me interpret it that way rather than whatever he wants to put emphasis on. And the footage is from the news, so I guess I don't know. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, Robin. I really don't have an opinion
Footage
one
from
way or
the
another.
news. I mean, I can understand if all the footage was a whole bunch of minority people, you know, doing these things that he's saying. But to me, the person who spit at the cop, which they're making controversy, the person who burnt out the flag, which they're making controversy of, all of those little things, they were all Caucasians.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I've seen plenty of videos whereas, you know, you're riding on the back of a pickup truck with your gun and blah, blah, blah. To me, that's more racial than anything because that's a sign, that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, you know, give us your comments, let us know. I'm not really, I think that not me, but the chatter is really not going to put that much more emphasis in this. But we just had to express our feelings. I mean, it's a way of going about things, and I honestly think it's still trying to be a division. We had a president who tried to divide us. So,
And they're still trying to.
and it's still trying to. So for this video saying, you know, try it in a small town, try it in the Bronx, try it in Brooklyn, try it in New York City, try it in Jersey, because I lived all those places. And all those places where I lived out in a mixed community, never really been in, you know, so-called Black area, this area, that area, even in the Bronx, so all kinds of people living there, all kinds of people living where I lived in Jersey too as well. We all protected each other. We protected the old, we protected anybody who was trying to infiltrate our area. You know, there was another situation in Jersey when I lived in Jersey, whereas they came in the back, we had like a community space where we could all cook out and stuff like that. And because me and one of my best friends lived in the back, you know, we kept control, we kept it clean. We had a situation where people was coming back there and leaving trash. I mean, with crab legs and all kinds of nasty trash. We put a stop to that. That was, and my best friend is white, you know, one of my best friends is white. We put a stop to that. If we had to say nothing, what would have happened? We would have been living in a trashy area. So it does not just apply to a small town. I mean, I've had a business where I had people protecting me and they didn't even know. I did not even know that they were looking out of my back until one of them died. And then I found out. They were not, you know, African Americans or of a minority, but you know, I don't see it. I think that the government, what they say, I love my country. And that's what they say, love your country, because you don't see a whole bunch of boats leaving America going anywhere else to survive. But the government is still trying to get that power, and that power is division. And as long as we divide it, regardless of what nationality it is, we're going to stay divided and they will still have power. That's just my feeling. That's my feeling coming from the chatter. Robin B. Now, I'm not even including Karen in this one because Karen, I don't think she cares.
You kind of
because she didn't see anything either. And she's like, why did I do it? And we also had a really funny comment saying the only reason why he's doing it is to get on the BET Awards. Hey, you know, you can take it any way you want. But anyway, bye from the chatter. Please make your comments, like, share, and subscribe. We're on YouTube all the time, every week, sometimes twice a week now. We're pumping it up. So thank you for your support and bye-bye.